Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Does Boxing. Back with another one. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do some news and notes and run down any type of breaking news or whatever. And there's a couple of topics I want to touch on, you know what I'm saying, just to keep everybody informed. But I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, drop a comment, you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff. You can follow me on my social medias. Twitter at OverJ. Feel free to hit me up. Instagram L Does Boxing. So that's how we rocking. So salute to everybody. My man, Mo Boxing in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Kano Local Sports in the building. What's good, bro? Salute. Sweet Tea in the building. Salute to you, bro. Salute. Ricky E245 in the building. What's good with you, man? Salute. So first I want to recap last night's fights on Showbox, you know what I'm saying? Um Pretty good action, you know what I'm saying? Got some young fighters, undefeated guys that was going at it. Off TV, you had a couple of fights. You know what I'm saying? That I got some results on. Ali Asmazal, my man right here. Y'all see him, Ali. So he had a fourth round TKO. He's a light heavyweight. He's like number 15, number 13 in the WBO rankings. Now, when Joe Smith was looking for an opponent, I was like, I threw his name in the hat just in case. But, he had a contract and it was a day of the weigh-in, so it was unlikely for him to pull out to accept that Joe Smith fight. But actually, that would been a pretty good opportunity for him. But he took this fight instead. He fought off TV, and he scored a fourth round TKO. Pretty dominant performance. You know what I'm saying? I seen some clips on him on Instagram on his IG page. He's trained by John David Jackson, so be on the lookout for him. He promoted by Dimitri Salita, so he might get another opportunity. So salute to him. Shanard Bunch, he had a unanimous decision victory. You know what I'm saying? Pretty one-sided over Taza Bay. You know what I'm saying? This fight is on Instagram. Um, Salute to Mobile Station and Mobile Drip Station, her YouTube, her Instagram channel. You know what I'm saying? It's on my Twitter as well. I reposted it if y'all want to watch this fight. But salute to her. She recorded it live, so that's what's up. But Bunch look good though. Typical basic boxing. He a big puncher. He rocked Tyson Bay a couple of times too. He's basic, simple, but he got cracks in his hands and he can box. So anybody like that, they dangerous. So salute to him. So hopefully he get a TV spot. He just signed with Samsung, so he don't have trouble getting fights because last year he fought 8 times. He was 7-0 with one draw. That one draw he had on Showbox, where I thought he deserved the decision over Boca Chica. So maybe he'll get more limelight under Samson. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. Salute to him on that. Then we'll go to the main card. IB, what's good, bro? Salute to you. TS Boston in the building. Salute to you. He said, "How was the Showtime card? Was it good enough for a double back and watch?" I mean, to me, it was like my stuff is different than most people, but I would say, yeah, if you like the young fighters and you want to keep track of these young fighters, you know what I'm saying? I would look back at it. It was some good performances last night. Bruce goes in the building. Salute to you. Salute. So the first fight, so like I said, everybody on this card was undefeated. You know what I'm saying, on the televised portion. So that was good matchmaking. It was a pretty good fights and stuff like that. He said he was on the money with my gear Balor or Cody selected. Yeah. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you. But the first fight, Edwin De Los Santos versus William Foster. Now, De Los Santos was coming in as the favorite, the big punching guy from Dominican Republic. The first two rounds of the fight, I mean, he was dominating, but he was throwing a lot of winging shots and a lot of big punches, and I felt like he got tired in the third round, and that's when William Foster basically won the rest of the rounds, basically by simply outworking him. And my man was sloppy. He was falling on the ground, you know what I'm saying, clinching, holding. I think he got a point taken away too for clinching. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was very warranted, but he got a point taken away, but Foster just outworked him. Now Foster really didn't have a great performance per se, but he was in better shape, and what I'm saying, he was putting his punches together. What I'm saying, more consistently, and he won the fight. So they had a split decision. One scorecard was 77-74 to De Los Santos in the 8 round fight. So that's 6 rounds to four. He didn't win 6 rounds. I thought maybe three. The first two, and then round eight. And after that, that was all William Foster. And then you count the knockdown. I mean, not the knockdown, but you count the point deduction. So I thought William Foster won this fight pretty clear. So salute to him. He moves on. The second fight, now this was the fight coming in. I was more like this will be 50-50. Sterling Castillo versus Otar Arians. I'm gonna stick with Otar. Y'all know who he is. Otar put on a great performance over Castillo. Castillo's coming in, with this reputation as a big punching prospect. He had a highlight reel knockout over Miguel Contreras last year. That was a crazy knockout, and then he beat the tough veteran JC Burgos. So he was coming in with a lot of momentum. Now Otar had a lot of momentum too. It's just people don't they wasn't focused on him. You know what I'm saying? He turned pro August 2020, and this was his 11th fight in that time span. So he been like the most busy fighter. You know what I'm saying, in boxing, real talk. And he got number 7 WBA rankings. But this fight right here, the breakdown, you had the taller Southpaw Castillo versus Otar, who was a shorter, come forward, getting in and out, good footwork, good head movement. He dropped Castillo twice in the first round. In an 8 round fight, that's hard to come back from. Like, I don't, you got to be damn near perfect. And I thought, after that, it was pretty much downhill for Castillo. He was getting hit a lot. He was fighting on the inside with the guy that he should be boxing. And I don't know, it was just all of sorts to me. But you got to credit that to Otar, who was getting in and out, digging to the body upstairs. He was just too much for the guy. You know what I'm saying? So he moves on. What can he do at 130? I think he do a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's 11-0. He's number 7 in WBA. You never know who he can fight. So they pushing him. Somebody believe in him. So they got him fighting. Got him this world ranking in 11 fights, and he's been on Showbox the last two fights. So I can see him in a big fight moving up. What's good, bro? 817 Boxing B. Salute to you, bro. Salute. So yeah, that was a good performance from Otar though. So he moves on. And then the main event, Luis Nunez versus Carlos Arieta. This was a good fight though. I thought it was pretty competitive. Arieta, like coming to the fight, like if you guys ever seen him, I know Kano, he worked with him before, but he's a good body puncher up and down. And you know what I'm saying? He invests in the body. He was doing everything to me, basically everything that I seen him do on tape and what he should have been doing, he was doing it. It was just maybe I felt like maybe I think the guy was too big for him, bro. Like some of those shots that he was landing, it probably would have hurt guys. He was fighting his normal weight. I believe he's a regular, his official weight is 122. This fight was at 130. So he was doing a lot of good stuff, but my man, I don't think it was affecting him. And Nunez is a boxer puncher, and he's a big guy. You know what I'm saying? He rated in the WBA like number 12 at 122. I haven't seen him fight that low. He been fighting at featherweight at 130. But this is a good fight back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I thought Nunez started to take control maybe the mid rounds of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Boxing and landing good heavy shots and stuff like that. And it was starting to slow down Arietta, but he was still game though. He was fighting to the end. It was just in the final round, the 12th round, he got caught with a big right hand, kind of stunned him, had him stuck in place, and then it was a flurry of punches, and the referee stopped the fight. But it was a good kind of performance for Nunez. I thought he won pretty much, you know, maybe 7 to 8 rounds for the duration of the fight. So he was up, but he finished the show. You know what I'm saying? The 10th round. So that's what's up, man. He said, yeah, 122. So yeah, I can see that. It was a size difference for sure. But Arietta came to fight, so it's one of those fights where, yeah, he lost and it's a setback, but give him another opportunity back at 122. I think he'll do some things. And 122 is a hot division. So who is the highest rated PBA fighter at 168? PBA, PBC, with the WBO, I don't know. Danny Jacobs, I believe. Danny Jacobs. Well, he's not. Well, he's with Al Heyman. I don't know. Right off the rip, PBC, um, WBO. I don't know. To be honest, I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. He said he fought hard. You can see the size difference. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, he was digging to the body. I like that he stayed consistent to the body, bro. That was the one thing that was keeping him in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Um, because if you stay consistent to the body, you can all that's everybody's kryptonite, real talk. It was just those punches weren't doing nothing. So I agree 100%. Um, so yeah. So I'm not sure. I want to back to my man's question. I want to say maybe David Benavidez. Maybe he may have a high ranking. I can't remember. Maybe number two or number three. D-Bid03 in the building. What's good, bro? Salute to you. He said PBC. Yeah, yo, that's maybe the David Benavidez, I believe. He said facts. Yeah, but it was a good card though. Good fight, good card. A bunch of young guys. They can always come back. The guys, two A side guys took L's. You know what I'm saying? Castillo and Dos Santos. So maybe they can come back. So it's not the end of the world. So at least they fighting tough guys. So that's what's up. So yes, sir. Moving on. Next topic. So Joe Smith Jr., he got a late replacement opponent, Steve Gafford. Um, so we know Callum Johnson pulled out the fight, due to, COVID and whatever. And that was a banging fight, man. On paper, light heavyweight, that was like, you know, no doubt was gonna be a fight of the year candidate, early fight of the year candidate. So, Joe Smith, he don't lose a camp. You know what I'm saying? He can go into this fight and defend his title now. I guess they gave a special request for Gaffard because I don't know the correct pronunciation of his last name, Jeff Rod, something like that. Y'all know who he is, whatever. Y'all gonna see him, but I know he was unranked. He had a fight coming up, and they put him in the you know what I'm saying? They giving him a world title shot. So that's what's up. I'm not really mad at that because we watch movies about this shit, you know what I'm saying? And over and over again. So it is what it is. I know a bunch of guys turned down the fight, you know what I'm saying? So I was in touch with a couple, but it is what it is. I don't have to speak on it. But it was a couple guys turned it down, whether they wasn't ready or they couldn't make the weight or COVID issues, whatever. So it is what it is. But it's a good thing that, you don't want to lose out on a fight date. When you put in 8, 9 weeks of training camp, plus Joe Smith, what I'm saying? He had a rocky 2021. Even though he won the world title, I really thought he lost that fight. And then that original fight with Vlasov was postponed due to COVID. Then he's supposed to fight in the last year. His fight got postponed because he contracted COVID. So it was just, crazy situation. So now that he's healthy, he wanted, you know, um, get that camp. He had a good camp, so he wanna fulfill the fight date. So I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? JC in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. He said, "What you think about Kaha's fight on the zone? Ioka next for him. I believe he's gonna fight on PBC next. I haven't heard nothing about him fighting on the zone, but maybe. But I think he's fighting sometime in February on PBC. What's going on with Rashid Ellis? I don't know. Salute to you, Andre. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he's. I know. I think his contract with Golden Boy should be up in January. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, he been sparring Canelo. That's the only thing I can say. What other undercard fights you see filling in the Vargas Smith card? Maybe a female fight. I don't know. Maybe Bam Rodriguez on the card, something like that. We'll see. But yeah, don't miss this card right here. This next weekend, January 15th from Turnstone Casino up in New York. on ESPN, ESPN Plus. So feel free to check it out. All right, next one. So we got a undisputed match. You know what I'm saying, in the works. These two ladies just signed with Eddie Hearn, match room. Franchon Cruz is earned the WBC and WBO champion at super middleweight. She's gonna face off against Eileen Cederoos. She's a WBA and IBF super middleweight champion. And this fight's supposed to happen last year on Triller on the Teofimo Cambosos on the card. And we all know the saga, you know what I'm saying? Got postponed so many times. Franchon's with Golden Boy. She left Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? I guess they wasn't doing what they're supposed to do. So it is what it is. But this is a good fight, man. Real talk. This is a good fight. Big for women's boxing for sure. He said any news on Boots? I'll be probably waiting for the IBF. The IBF final eliminator. He probably waiting for that. You know what I'm saying? That's what's probably coming down the pipe. IBF. Gotta have some discipline to box around the holidays. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's for real for sure. Teaching the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. He said, "Let's go, Franchon Cruz DAZN." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like her. This a good fight though. You know what I'm saying? Cederoos is kind of awkward. She's strong though. She got thudding punches. You know what I'm saying? She's not the best technically, but she's strong. If y'all seen her fight with Alicia Napoleon. That was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? She dropped Alicia Napoleon in the second round. She's strong and heavy handed and she's fit. You know what I'm saying? But she don't got the skills. Franchon got the skills. She can bang with you. She can, you know what I'm saying, push you back, make it a dog fight, and she can box. That's one thing I want to see her do more is box a little bit more, use her jab, and straighten up that right hand. But everything else, I like Franchon. You know what I'm saying? She can fight, and I think she'll win this fight, but we'll see. He said Kajas versus Ramazan. So he says this. Hold on. And Kajas and Ramazan versus Quadras 2 set for the undercards though. Okay, that's what's up. I was hearing that Kajas is probably fighting on Chris Colbert undercard, but you know maybe you got some more than me. That's what's up. Salute. He said, "You think Wood beats Conley?" I like Wood in that fight. Actually, yep, I do. I like Wood. He said, "Yeah, she can bang. Yeah, she can. She can bang." And hopefully they build her in the right way. She get this undisputed. Maybe face Christina Hammer because Christina Hammer is campaigning at 168. Uh, Shadeja Green, listen, she got some fights now. Shadeja Green can fight. I don't know if y'all heard of her from New Jersey. She can fight. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe get Carissa on the back end. Once Carissa finishes what she got to do, and if Franchon Cruz come through all of that, and then rematch Carissa Shields at the back end, that'd be a big fight. So, yeah. He said, "What's happening with Alicia?" I know she had a baby, and I think she just got back into training camp, so she might be back sometime this year, hopefully. What weight class are these women? 168. 168. Yes, sir. Super middleweights. All right. So moving on. All right. So let me break down this Luis Ortiz and Hrgovic situation. You know what I'm saying? Um, so of course, it all started when Luis Ortiz fought Charles Martin and became the number two. Number two. Let me say that again. Number two. In the IBF, not the final eliminator. It was an eliminator, and I backtrack a little bit to say why because Charles Martin he became number two, the IBF challenger when he beat Gerald Washington on the Wilder Fury 2 undercard. He became number two, not the final eliminator. It was number two. The time they fought, um, Charles Martin was like number 8 in the rankings, and Gerald Washington was like number 10. So they fought for the number 2 spot. Pulev was number 1. Remember, Pulev, um, he was AJ's mandatory. So I just want to make sure I get all my stuff in order before I go through this. So Charles Martin was at the time the IBF ordered him to face off against Michael Hunter. Charles Martin let them know that he was injured. So he let them know that he was injured. They verified it. So he was able to keep his number 2 position. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind as I keep going through this. So I want to make sure everybody's on point. You know what I'm saying? So um, Charles Martin, he was like he's unavailable to fight. So they went down the list. Michael Hunter and it was Hrgovic, right? So Michael Hunter turned it down. He turned it down, signed a deal with Triller, went and fought a WBA Eliminator versus Cruiserweight, and he's like number 2 or number 3 in the WBA. You know what I'm saying? So he right there for a world title shot. So he ducked Hrgovic. You know what I'm saying? Now you can say, well, oh, they wasn't offering him money and this, that, and the third. But if you look at the backstory, Hunter was calling out Hrgovic for like a year when those guys was on the zone together, fighting on the same cars and stuff like that. He was saying he would beat him, he'll dog walk him. And I think he probably would have. But he did turn down the opportunity to fight Hrgovic. So we're gonna keep going. So that's Michael Hunter. So Hrgovic basically moves up because everybody in front of him didn't want to fight him or some way or another. I ain't saying he's a boogeyman. Those guys had other interests or whatever. So that's why he moved up. So when you say, and people can say, well, Hrgovic, what did he do to get that position? Guys ducking him or not want to fight him. That's how he get it. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't saying he no boogeyman, but I'm just saying. So I want to show the IBF rankings real quick. They haven't changed. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to give y'all a little viewpoint of this. And let me salute some people in the comments because I'm about to cook on this. Um, he said Hannah Gabriel still the heavyweight. Yeah, she had contracted COVID and she's supposed to fight Danielle Perkins, and that fight might get rescheduled. He said drop the IBF rankings. The new ones haven't came out, so I'll drop. I'm gonna go touch on the old ones. Bear with me, I got you. But the new ones for this month haven't came out. Wow. I wonder why after all that call out. I wonder why after all that calling out. Now I don't know, but I'm gonna break this down. So stay with me. So let me do a little screen share um on this right here because I have to make sure we on point with this shit. So let me take all this shit off. Let me take this off real quick. Bear with me real quick. Bam. All right. So these rankings been this is the last rankings, not the updated. It came out as you can see, no December the 9th. So the new rankings should be out anytime now. So maybe Monday they should be out. So these rankings, I do this on my channel every month. They haven't changed. Now the names may flip flop, but these 14 rated guys has been the same the whole time. So last year, after what my man named Michael Hunter turned down Hrgovic, they kicked him out the rankings. Because once you get ordered and you don't want to be in the rankings, they drop you down to number 10. And then the next month he was like all together. So he out of the rankings. So then they go down the line, the next available. As you guys see, the exclude Charles Martin because he had the medical exemption. So keep that in mind, a medical exemption as I keep going. I got y'all covered. But all these other guys, Parker, he turned it down. AJ he wasn't even in the rankings. It was Usyk, so that was before, saying they had that fight. But of course Usyk not going to accept that because he had the AJ fight. So I understand that. Yoka, he turned it down. Joe Joyce. Come on now. I know he was a WBO mandatory, but that's still a fight the guys could have had because he's not getting that fight. When he became mandatory, it's another year before he become actually get the fight. So he had an opportunity. Caballero, there you go. Gassiev, now he was working his way up to heavyweight at the time, turned it down. Now all this stuff I'm talking about was last year. You know what I'm saying? Like from the summertime till uh like November. Ortiz turned it down. You know what I'm saying? You see how he didn't fight none last year. And Ruiz, after he fought Ariola, all these guys turned this shit down. So what happens now, fast forward, you had Charles Martin versus Luis Ortiz for the number 2 spot. For Charles Martin, number 2 spot. Not the final eliminator for the number 1 spot. For Charles Martin, number 2 spot. So I had to make sure we gotta stay on point. I gotta make sure I hit these points right. Just in case somebody can come and take this video and chop it up and spread it. I want them to do that. Feel free. So going into that fight, both guys knew that they will be in a contract to face Hrgovic because Hrgovic wanted to keep that position, and both guys knew that. like I said before, Martin had the medical exemption to keep his number 2 spot. Fight Luis Ortiz, good fight, dropped Ortiz twice, got stopped in the 6th round. Now we here to present day, right? So Ortiz take that number 2 spot. So Ortiz had like 3 or 4 days to commit to negotiations with Hrgovic. He didn't get ordered. He had a couple of days to say, "Yeah, I would enter into this." It wasn't. They didn't order the fight. They asked Ortiz, "Are you willing to come into negotiation with Philip Hrgovic to fight for the vacant number 1 position, become the final eliminator for the IBF?" So he turned down to negotiate them with Philip Hrgovic. Then of course he came out with the injury and stuff like that. So let me go back. Medical exemption. Now, if he was really, on board to fight Hrgovic and he hurt his hand, they say it's a minor injury, he can just say that. Hey, I got a minor injury instead of fighting in April because Hrgovic people was trying to fight in April. But Hrgovic people, who can they how can they dictate if they haven't negotiated and these guys both guys will get a 50-50 split. So how can they say, dictate a date? You know what I'm saying? And then look at it like this: if Hrgovic waited all year to fight for a final eliminator, why he can't wait an extra 2 months for Ortiz hand to heal up? Y'all feel me? So this where it comes to play where I think Ortiz ducked this fight because he could have told the IBF and let them know, listen, I got a hand injury. I'm willing to go into negotiations with him, but we might have to push the fight back to May or June until my shit is healed. He can do that. Charles Martin did that shit. I mean, going back to other guys, they had medical exemptions. Earl Spence had a medical exemption. Kell Brook, guys get injured, they request a medical exemption to, get healed. You get a 60-day medical exemption, get healed, come back, negotiate the fight, make the fight, have the fight. So that's why I'm trying to tell y'all. I've been trying to let people know behind the scenes and whoever asks me that what's going on. But that's what happened. Ortiz ducked the fight, and then even more proof to this. Um, when Andrew Ruiz came out on his Instagram talking about who y'all think y'all want me to fight, who y'all want me to fight, asking the fans, and Ortiz manager on now this was like a day after their fight. Ortiz Ortiz manager is on his Instagram talking about fight Luis Ortiz. So I'm just saying, if you injured, why would Andy Ruiz fight you in March? Andy Ruiz got a fight date coming up in March or April. They're trying to fight in Mexico. So why would he say that knowing he injured? If he can't fight Hrgovic in April, why would he fight? You know what I'm saying? But he can fight Andy Ruiz in April. I'm cool with that though, because at the stage of his career, 43 years old, it's about the bag. It should be about the bag. We seen in that fight, he don't got too many fights left. You know what I'm saying? Ortiz is yeah, he one step away from getting stopped. You know what I'm saying? Given the right guy. That left hand he landed, that was a Hail Mary. He needed that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he was losing that fight, and it wouldn't have been no telling if Martin could have stopped him in that fight, late in that fight, because Ortiz gasses out down the stretch. So I just want to put that in perspective, man. I'm not saying Hrgovic is a boogeyman. I'm not saying that. I watched his last fight live on the Devin Haney JoJo undercard. This dude is slow, bro. He's there for the taking. Now he's big and strong and stuff like that. But you can like Ortiz can be in position to counter him and get him up out of there as well. I'm just saying, it's just you know these guys are turning that fight down for a reason. So maybe what I'm saying. They see something we don't see. You feel me? And then another thing. Now I'm not sure if this really have anything to do with it. So salute to everybody too. Bear with me. I'm gonna get to the comments. But Hrgovic's coach is a Cuban guy, Pedro Diaz. He used to train Cotto. He trained Cotto for Mayweather back in the day. And Luis Ortiz, what I'm saying, he got the Cuban guys and stuff like that, Herman Castillo and his whole team. Now I wonder if those guys have an issue with Pedro Diaz. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there because I know sometimes when you have these Cubans and these Dominicans come to the country, Some Cubans is cool with other Cubans. Some Cubans are not cool with them. I know Frank Sanchez ain't cool with those guys and stuff like that. So I just something to add out there. I know Hrgovic is training with Pedro Diaz, and they train in Florida too. So maybe they know something. I'm just saying. Um, I'm just saying for Luis Ortiz to say I fight anybody to get to a world title, and then you turn down this fight where um, you can postpone it and say, listen, I got a hand injury, but after my hand heal, you know what I'm saying, let's do this in June or something like that. He could have did that. You can't say I go through anybody, but then turn down this guy. You can't say that. I'm just saying and then you can have other alibis to get out of stuff to make sure you can postpone it. So I just want to make sure I bring that to light. So yeah, man, these dudes is turning down Hrgovic, bro. Parker, similar reason. He want more money. He want bigger money. And I know Hrgovic is not like a big time fight, a big name, but shit, it's a guaranteed shot at a world title. You know what I'm saying? The IBF is probably the most, you know, secure way to get a world title. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure everybody is on point on that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me get to the comments for sure. Appreciate you guys too. Bear with me. I had to get that out. So let me see. Where we at? Where we at? What was the last one? He said, did they drop the rankings? No, not yet. They ain't dropped them yet. He said McKinson about to get murked. Yeah, he's gonna fight Virgil Ortiz. We're gonna talk about that. He said 100. He said the Don in the building. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through the building. He said, wow. He said, I really like Tony Yoka. Yeah, his fight got postponed. He's supposed to fight next weekend versus Martin Bacoli. And that fight got postponed because of COVID restrictions. Nobody caught COVID, but you know, they wasn't gonna have a big crowd. Only they was only gonna let 2,000 in. And Yoka is a good draw in France, so they probably postpone that. He said Hrgovic looking like the boogeyman. I don't know if he's a boogeyman, but I mean it's to each his own. Whoever want to put it like that. He said, "Who you got? Hrgovic, Big Baby." I got Big Baby in that fight. I seen Big Baby at the fight that night when I was there at the Haney JoJo, and I think I tweeted out or I said something to somebody. I was like, Big Baby is the best heavyweight in the building." Like I got Big Baby in that fight. Not too often to see an Asian heavyweight. Oh, Zilly Zane, I know he raised his hand for the fight. He said if it get down to him, he'll take that fight. So that's what's up. He's like what number 15. So we'll see. Ben Israel in the building. Salute to you, bro. Kangaroo Jack. Hey man, what do you think about? You think White can beat Fury, or do you reckon Fury too much for him? I like Fury in the fight, but this is the best time to get Fury. I mean, Fury fought Deontay Wilder 3 times in a row, and you know what I'm saying. The first fight he was knocked down what twice. The last fight he was knocked down twice. Maybe his punch resistance ain't always there, especially if you want to sit in the pocket and bang with Dylan White. He has an opportunity, but I think Fury, got enough skills and movement to win that fight and probably beat Dylan White pretty. I ain't gonna say easily, but clearly. So I like Tyson Fury, but I ain't saying there's out the possibility Dylan White win. Who is Andy Ruiz winning? Um, who is he fighting? I'm not sure. I know he working on a date for him. He's trying to come back in Mexico. If I had to guess, I'd say Carlos Negron, who pulled out the heavyweight pay per view card. He had COVID. Carlos Negron fought on Ruiz Areola undercard off TV. So I don't know, maybe I don't know. That's my guess. And then you have to think about it like this: Ruiz is coming off a minor knee injury, knee surgery. So I mean, he probably might want to test that out. It makes sense to test it out. I was not mad at him. And Carlos Negron is the type of opponent you probably can test that out against. That's just me. But no official word on his opponent though. He said they're scared of losing to Hrgovic. Or is the money? I think it's the money though. I don't know if they're scared to lose to him or whatever. I think it's more so the money. But shit, Hrgovic got that. He got a big backing behind him. He got Eddie Hearn and the Solid Brothers backing him. So I don't know if it's really the money. Maybe it's the other one. Maybe they might be. I don't know. I say take the fight if you don't have a lot of opportunities because if Ortiz fight Ruiz, it's not gonna be for a title. You know what I'm saying? It's only two people he gonna fight for a title, and they're not gonna give him an opportunity like that. Y'all think if Usyk beat AJ again, would he just say, "I'm gonna fight Luis Ortiz," or Tyson Fury, who talking about coming back in March or April? You know what I'm saying? Just to fight. You think he gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna fight Luis Ortiz. They're not gonna give him that opportunity. So the best thing for him is to be the mandatory or get in a position to be the mandatory. But he turned the shit down. So to me, like y'all like think about it like that. How many people giving him opportunities not named Deontay Wilder? All right, we good then. Plus after the Martin fight, we can see why he ain't talking no major shots. Yeah, yeah. He ain't taking no major shots without being for the bag. Yeah, I think he know he slowed down. He said, "I like your assessment. I appreciate you, bro." Pedro Diaz has a no. That's Joel Diaz. Pedro no, that's Joel Diaz. Pedro is like the scientist guy. He trained man. He trained a lot of guys, a lot of Cuban guys, but he got Hrgovic. He's for sure the guy that trained Miguel Cotto for Floyd Mayweather. Joel Diaz. Yeah, okay, you on it. He said so. Yeah, man, I got to, man, because it's a lot of shit that goes into it. Like you can just say, "Oh, man, he's a boogeyman," or "He ducked him," but you gotta understand either why he did it or how we get to the point. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to leave nothing out. You know what I'm saying? If I miss something, I got. If I think about it later, I'm gonna come back and say it. I think Hercules turns his future opponents off because he heavy handed. Yeah, he is. He got crazy style. And if I had to guess, I'd say Carlos Negron or I like a Hellenius fight for him, but we'll see. Word is backstabbing prevalent among. Yeah. See, there you go. Yeah. So maybe, yeah. He said, "What's good, DJ?" He said, "What's the update on Speedy Rashid Ellis contract dispute?" I think his shit is over with this month. Excuse me. I think his contract should be over with this month. So hopefully he get his stuff together. I know he's staying active. Get a good fight, sign with somebody, because he's definitely a good commodity in the welterweight division. But hopefully it's done. The last thing I heard was January his contract is up, and they ain't giving him no fight. So I'm not sure if he owed Golden Boy a fight or whatever. I don't know, but they definitely blackballing him. So I don't know. I love how people still trying to find ways to hope Fury gets his first loss. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if Deontay couldn't do it, it's gonna be hard for the other guys to do it. Because Deontay, even though he lacked, some skills and stuff like that, he got the equalizer. You feel me? And he put Fury on his ass a bunch of times. That's why I say the wear and tear. If is Fury diminished? That's a good question now. So yeah, he took that dude took some big shots from Wilder. But you know what I'm saying? We'll see. He said Shazor could be a good warm up for Wilder. Yeah, I mean it's cool. I would like that fight. That fight's supposed to happen like back in the day, 2012. I think Wilder got he had some type of issue, so he couldn't travel, a legal issue. Excuse me. Frank Warren announced that fight, and he didn't know that Wilder was unavailable. I remember that shit. It was supposed to be in the UK too. He said Usyk or Fury ain't fighting. That's what I'm saying. You know that, I know that. They know that shit too. But if he's saying, you know what, I ain't fighting. Like that's what I'm saying. Don't You gotta let me know what you're trying to do. As a fan that's supporting, like you tell me you want to be heavyweight champion of the world. So we all know the best path to that is become a mandatory because these guys not giving you opportunities. Then you turn it down. So I'm like, okay, so maybe his stance changed. People's minds change all the time. Okay, cool. So maybe you want to go get that big bag with Louise. You know what I'm saying? Let Louise come back. If Louise come back and fight a southpaw, y'all know he's fighting Luis Ortiz in the back end of the year. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But let me know. Like shit, I want to fight for a world title, but let me get this bag. So you don't gotta lie to me. Like all this information we got and social media, and we can find out shit so quick. You don't gotta lie to me. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to. This D100. PBC going to put Andy on pay-per-view for a touch-up. They might do that. And Wilder retires, I'd be disappointed. In my opinion, Wilder is the second best heavyweight in the world. I mean, yeah, I would be too, but if he want to call it a day, I ain't mad at him because the boxing haven't treated him right. You know what I'm saying? Ortiz last fight was an IBF eliminator, so he has to fight two eliminators now. It was the he fought the IBF eliminator to take Charles Martin's spot. Charles Martin was number two. Charles Martin won the eliminator to fight. I just broke this down earlier, but I got you though. Charles Martin won the eliminator from Gerald Washington. You know what I'm saying, to become number two. So they ordered Charles Martin versus Michael Hunter. Charles Martin said he was injured, so he didn't take the fight. So, but he kept his number two spot. So it went down to Michael Hunter versus Hrgovic. Hunter turned it down, win the fight on Triller. So now Hrgovic trying to fight all these guys going down that IBF rankings list. With Ortiz included, all those guys turned it down. So the PBC and those guys got it so it can be an eliminator for Charles Martin's spot when Ortiz fought Charles Martin. But both guys knew and their teams knew that they would have to fight Hrgovic next because Hrgovic getting the benefit of the doubt because all these guys turned him down. This whole year, 2021, everybody turned him down to fight for the final eliminator. So you can say that he's fighting for two eliminators, but this fight with Martin wasn't a final eliminator. It was just the eliminator for the number two spot for Charles Martin's position. So that's what it was. I heard Golden Boy working on a big deal, word on the streets. I think they re up with the Zone. What network is Alenius with again? He been fighting on PBC his last couple of fights, so I think he's still doing business with them. PBC Fox. You're definitely right. Fury is one only guy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I felt like that was the best chance. He said, "How are you? How sure are you about Wilder retire?" I'm not. It's 50-50 with me. I would say if he retire, hey, I'm cool with it. He made history. If he decides to have a fight, um, I'm cool with it too. But he diminished as well. You know what I'm saying? 36. He'll be 37 this year. He took a lot of punishment in those last two fights with Fury. The second fight, you know what I'm saying, questionable, but there still was punishment. Third fight, that shit was brutal. You feel me? And especially seeing that shit live, it was crazy. So I don't think like watching that fight live. And when he got knocked out, I was like, damn, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you want him to win, but I remember I turned to my people and was like, "Yo, both of these dudes ain't gonna be the same after this fight. Like, you won't have no fight like that, and you be the same." So I'm not even sure if it's the best interest for him to come back, especially that soft spot he got. You know what I'm saying, with the indentation in his head, especially because he got clipped on that twice in that fight. He got dropped. So and then the knockout was on that. So I don't know. Maybe he should retire, bro. I ain't mad if he do. Did WA make a decision on Crazy A Kameda? Nah, they just won eliminators. Nothing yet. He said Hrgovic versus Big Baby. I like that fight. I take it. Tim Smith, Vice President, PBC interview. Yeah, I seen that interview. I listened to it. Yeah, I listened to that. Yeah, that's basically the same shit I've been saying. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really nothing new. But yeah, I heard it. It just verification for me. Salute to you though, Dante. Salute to you. I think they have options on Helene. Yeah, they do. I think they do. Mike Biggs boxing in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. He said Charles Martin isn't even worth mentioning. That guy a tomato can. I don't think he's a tomato can, but yeah, he did go all crazy that last fight. So anybody who's seen the fights know what happened. Anybody who's seen the fights knows what happened. You talking about with the Wilder Fury? Of course. He said, I got Anderson beating Hrgovic. Anderson should have a big year too. You know what I'm saying? He should have some coming up. Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna push him. Any news on Andre Persbid? That's next week. That's the 14th. William Old School Ardan, salute to you, bro. He said, can Andre request to be WBO super middleweight before moving up? Um, I mean, he tried that. I think he's the only way he can request. Well, he probably can do that shit, but he gonna have to vacate because they already ordered Janabek. So if he move up to 160, he gonna have to vacate since they already ordered it. But there was talks about him fighting the interim fight with Zach Parker, who is the mandatory. So that's why he can't just move up and become the mandatory because Zach Parker been mandatory since March 2020. So he'll have to fight him. He said, I was furious. Yeah, man, I was mad, but I was mad, but then I was like, on the other hand, I was like, yo, this is some historic shit though. He said, you're right. Go, yeah, they resigned. Yeah. We seen multitudes of fights since Fury Wilder. They have been waived for less. Yeah, yeah, for sure. um, yeah. As a selfish fan, I don't want to see Wilder retire until he appeals. Yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That still be a fun fight. That's a big fight over here. This is because of Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Salute D'Lo in the building. Salute to you, bro. He said, "I'm not a boxing fan. I just keep up with boxing when these guys root." Okay, I got you. No doubt. He said White has been complaining. Yeah, he been complaining a lot. Yeah, man. So they gonna get him 20%, man. What he gonna do? What's up, Jonas? Salute to you. Canelo Charlo rumors. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, the this real briefly on that. Um, so Canelo, Canelo can do whatever he want to do. So Canelo in a situation where I know he's talking about fighting Makabu, but who's going to pay for that fight? Like, think about this: who's going to really pay for that shit? He's not going to make 40 million fighting Makabu. If he do, somebody dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Congo, doing the Rumble in the jungle is going got that bread to bring Canelo over there. And we got COVID situation, so that's probably a likely scenario. So will he go back down making one like 20 million, 15 million for Makabu? Or he got some bread on the table at Showtime who's willing to pay him 40 plus. If they're gonna play him 40 plus for Caleb Plant, they'll pay him 40 plus for Charlo and maybe Benavidez. Charlo is the big Charlo is the biggest fight for Canelo right now. I don't know if y'all knew that. Like far as numbers, I don't like to get into all that numbers and shit, but really breaking it down, if y'all look at it, Charlo is the biggest fight for him right now out there. So that's why it is a possibility he take that fight in uh in May, and which is a big fight. Charlo would have to move up for that. Hey, come on, let's see you know what I'm saying. It is what it is. You a big middleweight. I don't think that should be too much of an issue. Now, people say, well, maybe he gonna move up and take a fight and fight Caleb Plant. For what? Like, why move up and fight? Look, if Benavidez don't got nothing to offer right now, Caleb Plant don't got shit to offer. You feel me? And if he go fight Caleb Plant, then we already know he ain't really too high on fighting Benavidez. Benavidez is a tough matchup for anybody. So I think Canelo and Charlo is possible because that's the biggest payday. That's about bread, yo. And then take this into consideration too. Canelo, it makes sense for Canelo to go ahead and fight at 168 while he can still make the weight. Because once he go up to cruiserweight, even if he fights at 180, 185, whatever he do, they'll probably do some adjustment to the weight for him. But you know what I'm saying? Think about fighting that high and then have to come back. Let's say he fight Makabu at 190, right? And then he fight Charlo in September and move back down to 168. That shit's hard on the body. You feel me? So it makes sense to go ahead and do what you gotta do at 168 and then move up for good. He can move up and fight Makabu in September and then be like, all right, I did everything at 168. I can come back to 175 instead of going back to 68. That's an easier weight cut. You feel me? So I don't know. I think Charlo next, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, he said Blue just reported that there's no money at the PBC to make Spence versus Crawford fight. What you think? It's not really about it's about the money, but to me, it's really about Spence willing to negotiate with Bud, and the money comes into play because both guys will ask for a big guarantee, but it is money in the pot. And that's why Bud is making these moves with GSE Sports Management. Go check them out. Go read up on them. And then, of course, he's working with Daniel Kenningham and those guys. And those is words on the streets that he might sign with Pro Bellum. That would be outstanding. Reason why? Probellum is ran by Richard Schaefer, who is the best in the business making pay-per-views and making sure pay-per-views is right. So on probably on Buzz end, he can come to the table. That's what I'm saying when y'all talking about this 60-40 and 50-50. Listen, it's not about that shit, bro. It's getting these guys to the table. Now, Bud can get to the table with, yo, I got this guy backing me. I got this one, this one, this one. I could come with this amount of money to put in the pot, and then PBC can say, "Well, I got this, this, and this," and it's a guarantee that Spencer's a big draw. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bank on those pay-per-view numbers. We're gonna put that in the pot, bring it together. We got a big ass mega fight. That's what people miss when they talk about so 60-40. How can you get 60-40 if everybody's not at the table? You feel me? You gotta negotiate. So I wouldn't say they don't have no money. I just say if they get if everything works together with Kennahan, that Kennahan them gonna make that fight. Them guys gonna make that fight. So we'll see. So I might disagree with that because I think they got money. They got bread. You know what I'm saying? That fight can probably push a million buys. You know what I'm saying? As much as all these people talk about it, now of course people gonna stream it and this, that, and the third, but that fight is ready. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I may disagree with that. Lasharenko versus Babbitt. Man, since Hrgovic playing, ain't paying my man no mind. Sarenko beat Babbitt. Babbitt ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I can see Sarenko fighting Big Baby Miller though, but we'll see. But yeah, I take that fight. I know Babbitt gonna come to fight. You know what I'm saying? He said White been complaining about Tyler shots. Well, turn down hella Tyler shots. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel bad for him. Canelo is ducking a few guys. I hate the feeling. I mean, yeah, you can say that. He definitely picking and choosing for sure. I still want to see Wilder knock fools out, but it's just me enjoying. Yeah, his KOs is nice. You know what I'm saying? Andre Mandatory for the winner if he fight Parker's the interim WO. Yeah. The interim for sure. I think that's in the talks, man. We'll see what happens, man. I've been saying Selecki and Canelo after Charlo seems legit after Montiel over a year. Yeah, Selecki would be a good comeback fight. Facts. He ain't coming back down. That's what I'm saying. He might as well get it now. Yep. Because look, if he look, what I hear, and I'm pretty sure y'all heard this too, but Canelo loved how PBC treated him in the Caleb Plant fight. Like they love that shit. The red carpet, all types of shit. And they the only ones that got big fights for him. You know what I'm saying? Like even Triple G fight to me ain't that big. If you can't put it on pay per view, if you're just gonna be on the zone, it's not that big. But you can get Charlo fight. You can make 40 plus. Benavidez, you can make a big, if you decide to do that. But Charlo, I'm telling you, man, Charlo is a bigger fight. Let me tell you why Charlo is a bigger fight than all these other fights. Because Charlo, now I know he did some old crazy stuff. Now he ain't been most stand up guy to his fan base as of late. But in Texas and stuff like that, bringing the community out for him, the black community, the black fight fans coming out to support him, that's what all these other guys that Canelo would fight, they don't have that. Benavidez, it'd be Mexican Latino fan base. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, the hardcore black fans gonna watch it, of course. But you'll have, the biggest fights is always black guy versus Mexican guy. So that's why that's the biggest fight. If they do it in Texas, they can sell out Dallas Cowboy Stadium. They can break that record. I think he did 73 with Billy Joe. He can do 80. He can do 80 up in there with Charlo. And that's what Canelo want the big fights. And if he can make 40 plus versus Charlo in a big time fight with a guy that's going to bring something to the table, Charlo brings stuff to the table in Texas. You know what I'm saying? That's a big ass fight. So that's why I think he will go that route. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. And here's another thing too, y'all. Remember last year, Canelo fought like 4 times in a year. He fought Caleb Smith, Yildirim, Billy Joe Plant. This year, he want to wait till May. Why? Why he can't fight in February like he did last year? He fought in November versus Plant. He could have came back in February, right? And then fight again in May. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about this shit now. Now, I think Charlo is a big task for him, but it's also to give him time. If they let's say they made that fight like in February, and the fight is in May, they can promote that thing for 3 months and have the biggest outcome of the fight, like they used to do back in the day. So I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't always right. I'm definitely not always wrong, but you know what I'm saying? We in the ballpark for sure. My bad, I missed one. Just to let everyone know, Wilder and Fury is bigger in Australia than AJ, obviously because of 3 fights. Okay, that's what's up, bro. I appreciate that information, my guy. Appreciate that, Kangaroo Jack, for sure. I always wonder how those numbers do down there, or how people take to fights like that. It's amazing how guys can't get fights done. Yeah, both. Man, I'm still mad about that shit. Pro Bellum would be the way to go. Yeah, because Richard Schaefer, I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm saying. At least a million. But a million. There you go. I think they can do a million. If they can't do a million, all these fans on here talking about that fight, shame on y'all, bro. Because everybody bigging the fight up, and they own Team Spence. That's great, good stuff. They own Team Bud, good stuff. So when the fight get made, come out your pocket now. You know what I'm saying? Don't build this stuff up. And we've been talking about 60-40 for damn near 3 years, but y'all go team stream. Don't do that now. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't want to buy these pay-per-views right now and save your money up for that, I'm with that. If that's the fight you're gonna save your money for and come out, you know what I'm saying, do it for that one. Especially after you done built this shit up. He said, right, L Dub, that shit's just some numbers. The real business get done at the table. Yes, sir. And Spence got the upper hand. I never say he don't got the upper hand. I'm just saying he never was ready to go to the table. And him getting that third belt, it makes the fight like crazy huge. It makes the fight crazy big. You feel me? So I ain't really mad at what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I just say when people say Bud don't want the fight or he ducking the fight, that's when I'll be like, oh, hold on. I think y'all tripping. I think it's of course you have to take into consideration like when those guys faced off that time in front of at the Hooker fight, I was like, I said to myself, like, man, this fight like 2 years away. I ain't even tripping. Because Spence ain't fighting 3 times a year. But that shit got pushed back a year or two because the car accident and then the eye injury. So they still on pace. You know what I'm saying? Spence beat Ugazio. It should be no other fight in boxing but Spence and Bud. If Bud have a tune up, or not a tune up, but have a stay busy in April, which I'm hearing he trying to do, that's cool. But if Bud say I'm gonna wait to get the winner back half of 2022, I'm cool with that too. Like that's the biggest fight we've been wanting for this longest time, bro. GSE, MTK would never let Bud accept a random percentage. They want to sit down. Yes, sir. And that's the best way to make a fight. It's not PBC money no not PBC money more so the higher upside Disney, whatever. Okay. That's some okay. Disney. Okay. That's what's up, bro. New stuff for me. I appreciate that. But I think, man, that fight got money in the pot, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that fight don't have no money. Like I disagree with that. As much as everybody talk about that fight, hell no. I'm hearing some big fights PBC got coming. Have you heard some big fights coming for top rank? Um I know Shakur trying to get a date, maybe March, April. Michaela Mayer coming back, into the females boxing. Navarrete, they're trying to make Navarrete versus Oscar Valdez. I ain't really with that, but they're trying to make it. Um, it's a big year for Big Baby Anderson. By the end of this year, he'll probably be like a top 10 type of guy at the end of the year. Like I think I'm predicting at the end of this year with the fights they're gonna put him in, the way everybody talking about Boots beating the top guys, they'll be talking the same way about Big Baby Anderson. So those are guys. He said, "Yep, PBC let Canelo and his family." you know, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He said, there's only a few fights which people approach him. Yeah, I think so too. I think that one can get to 1 million. They get spin numbers right. That fights happen. Yeah, I'm with that. Both guys want some high guarantees. He said, "Is it true, Derrick James?" That's what I hear, and that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing him working out, and he's working out at his home in Houston. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him doing pads with Derrick James, like little stuff like that. Now I don't know if they made anything official, but you know, I think Jamel Charlo, like to me, I don't think it's not the matter of the coach. He been a veteran for a long time. I think it's a matter of him executing what he need to do. Like I think Castano is pretty much he's a good fighter, but he's kind of one dimensional. He can overwhelm you if he gets you in the corner and with his hand speed. But Charlo got some things in the bag. He hurt Castano like 3 or 4 times in that fight. And late in that fight, he had him on the run. You know what I'm saying? He rushed it. He over rushed it. I always like Jamel Charlo as a boxer puncher instead of a puncher boxer. I thought with Derrick James, like he was teaching him some good stuff. And I ain't saying he did anything wrong, but he started to fall in love with the power instead of boxing and setting it up and then getting a stoppage. You know what I'm saying? He just became a knockout puncher. I remember them coming up, it was all Jamal as the big puncher and Jamel as the boxer. Then they kind of switched roles and stuff. So him going back to running shields, if that's the case, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it's so much about the coach now. I think it's more so about what he gonna do in the ring to adjust. He been in the ring with Castano, so it ain't nothing surprising no more. So that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I give coaches their props though. Andre Southgate, what's good, bro? What's going on and all? No excuses for all these fights not being made. Yeah, I'm with you though. I'm with you. Yeah, they do be dragging these fights on and stuff like that. He said, yeah, at the end of the day, even though Charlo been idiots, yeah, that'd be crazy, yo. Yeah, I might have to think about coming down there too. Jamal versus Canelo is a big fight, but if Jamal doesn't step up his game for Canelo, he gets knocked out. Hey, I can see that. Yeah, he didn't look good against Montiel. I think he was. I think he's struggling to make 160, and I think actually that may help him when he move up to 160, so you don't have to, he said, "You're on to something." Those guys he fought last year allowed him to. There you go. See, you see what I'm saying? I ain't just crazy. That's why I gotta throw out everything. 817, gotta throw out everything because I'm like, shit. You was going crazy last year, fighting everybody. Now I'm gonna take a break. Oh, yeah. Okay. 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 I'm definitely buying. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, I want to go to that shit. I even heard casual talk about Spence and Bud that how I know it would do well. I think it'll do well. My man D-Lo in the man, I appreciate that super chat, bro. He said Bud and Andre seems two of the easiest for fans to shit on. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Because I think reason why is because their rivals have big fan bases. Charlos, Canelo, for Andre, big fan bases. For Bud, Spence, you know what I'm saying? Big fan bases. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff can get overblown and shit because the fan bases they come with aggression, bro. Like they ready to knock on Bud's door and fight him. And then Bud got some fans too. This be out of control as well. So I have to say both ways. But Andre, he really don't got no fans that ride for him like that. So it's yeah, but yeah, for sure. It's something about the '08 Olympic class, bro. And these guys was a part of it. Wilder don't get the credit he deserved. Gary Russell Jr. don't get the credit. Look, Danny Garcia, in a sense, he always the underdog. So yeah, man. But I appreciate that super chat, bro, for sure. It's something with that '08 clash. Yo. I don't know what's going on with it. He said Shakur has been avoided too easily by so-called stablemates. Yes, Valdez. What the WC did with them, with his belt, they ordered a 4-man eliminator. So Casio, well, not Casio, Kaseko, he's going to fight Xavier Martinez January 29th. That's one half of an eliminator, not the final eliminator. The other half is Oshaki Foster versus Muhammad Yakubov. That fight supposed to happen on Pro Bellum sometime early this year. Then the winners gonna fight each other and be Valdez mandatory. So what that means, Valdez, that's 2 fights. He got all year. He good. He only fight twice a year, so he can fight. He should fight Shakur. There's nothing blocking the Shakur fight other than him not wanting to fight. So yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. He said Blue said that someone named Smith with PBC is the one who said, "Oh, Tim Smith." Yeah, he did an interview. He was talking about the money and how they don't want to disrespect Bud at the negotiation table, and yeah, it is about the money. But I feel as though if if Bud can get this shit get together with MTK and them to get that money together, but look, if those guys can get all that bread together to make, excuse me, AJ and Fury, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, August the 14th for that big bag over there, why they can't put something together to get it could be half of that. They was gonna make $175 million. Like they're gonna split that up. So if they spend up 175 million, uh, they can't get together with Bud and Spencer split up 50 million. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's money out there, bro. Trust and believe that. PDH big dog in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. He said, "Yeah, he back." See, I kind of like it. I like him with either one. I like what Derrick James did for him, and I like Ronnie Shields too. So can you really go wrong with either guy? I don't think so. He said exactly. They still on pace. Ugas WBA, then Crawford. I'm with that. I'm with it. Man, this if this don't happen this year, I don't even know if it's gonna happen, bro. Because look, I'm gonna get through these comments before I say it. I'm gonna hold. No, I'm gonna get that out the way. Forget that. So Spence, like I've been saying, Spence got a lot of power to make some moves. Like if he, he can make some moves. So just like how he got the Pacquiao fight, I still think that shit was funny because Bud was talking about fighting Pacquiao all this time, and then that fight fell apart, and then like the next day or two, blame Bob. So that was a smooth ass shit Spence did. So he got that. So he got enough clout to get that fight. Um, Same thing with Ugas. WBA was hell bent to make Ugas fight in a tournament, knowing good damn well he shouldn't be fighting in no tournament as a super champion. Now I got another one for y'all. Canelo is the only one only one that will go down to 160 to fight Spence. Like Spence, the only one that Canelo would go down to 160 for. And y'all say Spence don't got no power with that fan base and that notoriety that he has and being a draw. He's a draw. So he look, Spence got some power. So I say that to say this: after he beat, if he beat Ugas, because I think that's a good fight. So I have to say that. But if he beat Ugas and the WA try to order Stadionis versus Butev, I ain't trying to hear that shit. If you can get these big ass moves, you know what I'm saying? You can take Pacquiao from Bud, you can take Ugas from the WBA, that tournament. You should be able to block Stadionis and Butev to go get Bud. You feel me? So yeah, bro. Yo, Spence, I ain't gonna lie. I like how he moving. I like how his career went. You know what I'm saying? Like far as in the ring and like coming out the Olympics and stuff, but we'll see, man. We'll see. He said Jamel fought the wrong fight against Castado. Yeah, I'm with that. He let yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I agree. I don't scrutinize fighters for their business decisions because most of their business decisions have them in a better place than most. Hell yeah, way better place. As someone we both know said high ups and networks companies don't respect the black dollars. That's true. That I think that might be part of it too. But I think once they see how big this fight is, and majority of the fans for Bud and Spence is black, they gonna come out. They gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, look out for us. He said Valdez versus Navarrete. Yeah, I'm with that. That's a good fight. It's fun, but I don't know. I'd rather see Shakur Valdez. Good afternoon. Salute to you, bro. Phyllis Nunez in the building. Salute to you. He says all cap, the money's there. It's there, man. I'm telling you, it's there. You know that. It's there, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Smith ain't the star. AJ is neither. Does Crawford draw Fury international? Well, not internationally. Those guys not stars. But AJ can't come over here and fight in California, and you know what I'm saying. He might draw, but it ain't gonna be like he is in the UK. So it depends how you look at it. But in Texas, yeah, Spencer, he can draw. I think he can draw anywhere though, because he did good in Barclays and stuff like that. I don't think he headlined in Vegas though, but Texas and New York, those is Spencer's. That's where he do well at. What's lost and everything. Smith said it's the fact that there never was a 64. Oh yeah, I already knew that. I already knew that. Fury was horrible. Yeah, he needed Wilder. They need each other. That's why the same thing. Spence and Bud need each other. They need each other for both bags to look real nice. I thought that Bud was going to go on suicide watch when he heard me. Yeah, they were salty, boy. They were salty as hell. Yep. Yeah, they was salty. They was lied to. If Jamel's no longer with James, that may have implications for Spence's next move. Ooh, that's a good thought. So maybe Spence is close to 154, and maybe yep, they can do it like I heard them say that before. Especially if Maul move up to 68, then Mel he don't really have if he like real talk. If he beat Castano, what do he really have to prove in 154? Because his mandatory is Lubin. He already beat him in one round. Um, his IBF mandatory. I mean, Charlo talking about retiring before he'll fight him. So this may be his last fight in 154 against Castano. What do he have to really prove? Even though I like 154, but look, Hurd the loss. Tony Harrison coming off a trash performance. J Rock lost. Rosario, he moved up to 160 after he stopped him. What's left at 154? Now there's some young guys you can throw their names in there. Somebody probably can say Tim Zoo, but if Tim Zoo is Charlo fighting Tim Zoo in Australia, if that's like $20 million, or I know they didn't even have the $10 million. So I think that's how they gonna move. So big Maul Charlo move to 68, Male 60, then maybe Spence move up to 54 after the Bud fight. So we'll see. Um, you knew it, that's because Echo. Yeah. Yeah, he done it 54 after. Yeah, see, I'm with that. Any truth to To? Nah, man. Listen, I don't know. I haven't heard nothing about that, but I'm gonna speak on it. He ran through the divisions. Yeah. So I don't know. This is just me and what I've been hearing, but maybe, what I'm saying. Like I said, I ain't always perfect, but I ain't always wrong either. But Teofimo versus Zepeda, let me tell you why I think that may be inaccurate because Zepeda is the WBC mandatory for Josh Taylor. He got next. So we all know that, we pretty much figured Josh Taylor after he beat Jack Calderon, he's gonna move up to 147. So that means the title's gonna be vacant. So my man Zepeda got first dibs. Jose Zepeda, no, Jose. It's a bunch of Jose's. Pedraza versus Ramirez. They fighting on February the 5th. Ramirez is number 2 behind Zepeda in the WBC. So it makes sense to me for those guys already in position to fight for the vacant WBC if and when Josh Taylor moves up. Now, all these belts that Josh Taylor have, you got mandatory situations for all of them. The WBA, you got Alberto Paluyo, who just fought on PBC on Fox, December the 18th. So he's in line. You know what I'm saying? So that's two mandatories I talked about. The IBF, you got Jeremiah Ponce, who's number one. Number two, you got Sabiro Batiste. He's about to run it back with the guy in a couple of weeks that beat him on Gary Russell undercard. So if that title becomes vacant, those guys, one or two, gonna fight for that. Okay, you feel me, right? Then the WBO, same type of situation. He can Teofimo don't got the super champion rights no more. He's just a damn contender now. So he don't jump nobody. And then number one is Cederoos, who's about to fight Josh Taylor. Number two, you got Arnold Barbosa, who's been fighting his way up the ranks to become number two. He's with top rank. You know what I'm saying? Number three is Paro, who just signed with Backroom Eddie Hearn. You think if that WOB vacant, Eddie Hearn not gonna try to fight for that with his guy Paro? So real talk, what does Teofimo really do? He not. You think after coming off that performance that he had against Cambosis and all the excuses, all the shit that he went through, missing weight and whatever, do it make sense to throw him in with Zepeda, a big punch in Zepeda, or have him take some, welcome to 140 fights? Like, uh, fight somebody like John Bowser or fight one of those guys up and coming or whatever, or any other 140 guy that would make you look okay or something like that. That way, you get your feet wet. Then you can be like, okay, I feel strong at 140. Then after that one fight, then you go straight to the big guys. That's what I see him doing. I don't see him going straight to Zepeda. I don't see that shit, bro. Zepeda, what he did to Josue Vargas, that shit, man, man. If they did that shit, then you're gonna put yourself in a position to get rid of your star quick as hell. They just re up with Teofimo with 3 or 4 fights. So you gonna tell me, you know what I'm saying? In his first fight in his new deal with Top Rank, you gonna give him as a painter and that welcome to 140? I don't believe it. So I knocked down that narrative. I'm knocking that shit down. I don't care if Teofimo Senior said it or whoever said it. I'm knocking it down. It don't make sense for the business of their Top Rank to get him to Jose Zepeda, who's already in position, and the WC and their convention said he got next. Not Teofimo. He got next. And no friend, he don't got the franchise shit, so he can move up and down the weights. That don't mean shit. He not no super champion in WBO. So yeah, I'm debunking that narrative. So you feel me? I'm debunking that myself. It don't make sense to me. So um he rematched Tony Harrison and got it corrected. Yeah, I agree. Yep. Yeah, I was at that fight, bro. That shit was live. Um, that was the fight. FA got dropped. It was a couple of other good fights on that card too. But yeah, that was crazy, yo. That was a good fight. All women's card, April, Madison Square Garden. At least, oh, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. That'd be dope, bro. I hope they do that. He said the way Ramirez damn there needed to carry it. Yeah, he needed to move up too. Yeah, but he won a campaign at 140. And and D'Lo, if last minute they make this fight a WBC eliminator, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. In other words, T.O. trying to drum up some publicity and want move to 140, but they ain't calling no shit. Exactly. You think the way he moved in 2021, that T.O. gonna have any say so in fights that he gonna make? Nah. Top Rank about to humble his ass. They might put him on a card. Uh, he might headline the card, but he might face a lesser known guy. I guess they're gonna have to make him. They're gonna have to prove himself that you worthy of this status. Even because last year you was also fugazi shit. So to me, if like being a fan of To, I would rather him do that route that I'm talking about than going to Zepeda. Like that's a dangerous fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a dangerous fight. 140, I know he been wanting to move to 140, but those guys are bigger too, and they hitting harder. It didn't make sense, and he got dropped by Cambosis. It didn't make sense to me that Zepeda would be next. be made next for many reasons, in my opinion. Thanks for answering. Yeah, yeah, man. Why was Zepeda and his team? They look the Baranchik fight. That was a WBC eliminator. You see what happened in that fight. Then they had a warm up versus Hank Lundy. Then this fight with Josue. Josue wanted that fight. They didn't want that fight. You know what I'm saying? I know after Zepeda beat him, he was like he won his position. That's why he went to the WBC convention. He approached Floyd talking about I used to give you work in the sparring and shit like that. That's why you go to the WBC convention or any convention so you can be like, listen, I did what I had to do. It's time for me to get my opportunity. So yeah. He said Baldaras got KO'd that night. Yeah, he did. He did. That was a hell of a card. I had fun watching that shit. I think Anthony Darrell was on like the undercard. Stanley Jones was on that card as well. Yeah, that was a hell of a card. Baldaras is coming back real nice too, so salute to him. He coming back February the 5th. But yeah, man, salute to everybody though. I gotta run down this schedule real quick though. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody's comments and all that good shit. I mean, that's just love. But the zone released their schedule, the upcoming schedule, you know what I'm saying, for the first 2 months. Well, for February and March, it's 8 weeks back to back of fights. Excuse me. Then they announced all the main events, but not the undercards. So hopefully the undercards could be pretty good as well. We have some women's fights and some young fighters that we pay attention to be on these undercards too. So we're gonna run down these cards and touch on them. You know what I'm saying? He said Mel started too late the first time. Oh yeah, in the Harrison fight. He said where I heard it at what thought that you be making. I'm talking about Williams and Payton. Oh, Williams and Payton? Oh nah, he'll say Williams and Payton at 135 is dangerous too. My man Roderick in the building. What's good, bro? Salute to you. So we're gonna run down this shit. He said all I got is he said all I got L does say 60-40. Nah, no 60-40, bro. That's the quickest way not to get a fight. How about let's negotiate? You know what I'm saying? But so the first one on deck, February the 5th. This one, Arizona. Jesse Vargas, moving back up to 154. He's gonna face off against Liam Smith. Pretty good fight. You know what I'm saying? Vargas been out the ring for like 2+ years. This last fight was like February 2020 versus Mikey, where he lost, and he was getting touched up and hurt in that fight. But he still did pretty well though. I thought the fight was even on the scorecards, but he got dropped. So it was a close fight. And I like Smith in this fight. I think he's the bigger guy, you know what I'm saying? Good body puncher, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Brahmaside versus Quadras 2. That's for the vacant WBC title at 115. Estrada is the franchise champion, so that's why. That's a good fight. The first fight, Quadras won like a technical decision, something like that. But it's still good because they part of the four kings of boxing with Estrada and Chocolatito. So yeah, so I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a pretty good two fights, or whatever. We'll see how they round out the undercard. Maybe Ben Rodriguez on the undercard. Maybe somebody like so when you're looking at who you think will be on these cards, think about where they fighting at. And think about what type of talent the zone actually have to fit that fan base. So they in Arizona, so I'm guessing uh Diego Pacheco, you know what I'm saying, and Speedo, guys like that, you know what I'm saying, could be on this other card just to round it out. Maybe Bam get an opportunity. Maybe a female fight. I would love to see Alicia Baumgartner, but this is being in Arizona. If it was in Vegas, I would say yeah, put her on the card. But Arizona, I don't know. But we'll see. And then February the 12th, you got Jacobs versus Ryder at 168. This is actually a pretty good fight. You know what I'm saying? On paper, Dan Jacobs. I mean, he was sticking it out the joint versus Rosado his last fight. I thought he lost that shit. You know, yeah, he need this fight, bro, for sure. John Ryder is on a nice little, momentum. I thought he beat Callum Smith. You know what I'm saying? Didn't get the decision. He been facing like low level competitions as of late. He was supposed to fight Dave Morrell though. He turned that shit down. So we gotta, make sure we remember that. But This a good fight though. I ain't mad at it. This gonna be the UK, so we'll see. Should be decent. Haplotype in the building. What's good with you? Go the boy. He said, "Go the boy." Move my gear right along. Oh they just I don't know. They keeping him active though. But we're gonna speak on my gear though. Yeah, yep. Yeah, that's what I always say. World Combat Sports in the building. Salute to you, bro. Salute. He said Box Rec says and Kajas February the 5th. Okay. And that's he's on that card. That's what's up though. I ain't mad at it. And he's on the Jesse Vargas card. That's what's up. Salute to you on that. I know my man said it earlier, but I was thinking he was gonna fight on PBC, but that's what's up. I ain't mad at it. Hopefully he can get the Aoka fight. He said even Roy couldn't get B Hop to openly agree. Yeah, I remember that. 60-40, I whoop your ass. I remember that. He knew it was on Chocolatito camp. He should be in training camp now. I'm thinking he's gonna resume camp and maybe in LA, but their fight is on, so that's what's up. It'll be Keith Conley undercard. I saw Vargas. I saw that Vargas was retired one day. And then about a week later, he announced the fight. He running for some type of office in Nevada. So maybe this a campaign thing. Yeah, I had Gabe winning. Yep. Yeah, Callum Smith earned his Canelo fight by poor performance versus Ryder. Probably for the next week, you got February the 19th, you got Munguia versus Demetrius Ballard. Now, this fight was supposed to happen last year when Selecki pulled out. And to me, this fight was done to me when I seen Demetrius Ballard on the undercard of Munguia versus Rosado. Because he fought on the undercard. I'm like, what they doing? They put him on the undercard. And then when I seen Munguia trying to come back, in February, he had a date. Then I was like, it's gonna be Ballard, so that's what it is. But I know Munguia been turned down Lemonades and stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. They gonna move him the way they gonna move him, and they're gonna, you know, they're gonna do what they do. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it as a fan because I'm like, shit. If you number one in these sanction bodies, fight the champion if they're available. But after this fight, I expect him to win this fight because Demetrius Ballard didn't look good in his last fight. You know what I'm saying? He really didn't look good. He's with Barry Hunter, but I don't know if that's gonna make a difference. So after this fight, the WC supposed to order him versus Carlos Adamas. That's a good fight. Carlos Adamas beat Derevchenko, who the WC originally ordered for Munguia. So we'll see what happens. But man, they moving him soft. They moving him like he a prospect. They ain't moving him like a champion. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? They keeping him active, which is probably the good thing, but they're moving him like a prospect. And they ain't good. You know what I'm saying? He said he running for Congress. Okay. He said, yeah, that's what I saw. Okay. Yeah. I hope Ballard beats. I don't know, man. That last performance, he didn't look good. He's still fighting. I think the WC will order that afterwards, but we'll see. You never know, man. Well, you never know. All right, moving to February 27th, and this on a Sunday, so this gonna be early morning for us. But this gonna be in the UK. Lawrence Okoli defending his WBO title versus Michael Saslak. This is a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people don't rock with cruiserweight division, and they go straight to box rec and say, "Man, Saslak lost to Makabu." Man, go watch that fight, man. Don't just go on box rec and say, "Oh, Lawrence Okoli is cherry picking Makabu's left." Don't say that shit. Go watch the fight, bro. Like Makabu ain't a bad fighter. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the best champion out there, but he's not a bad fighter. Sasalek, that fight was life and death for Makabu. Um, he came on strong. I think he got dropped in that fight, but he came on strong and finished strong. It's a 7 rounds to 5 type of fight. Either way, he fought in the home country of Makabu, so that tells you something about the guy. He's tall, rangy, and he can punch. Um, excuse me. I don't know if he can deal with Lawrence Okoli's style, being a tall, rangy guy himself who know how to clinch and stuff like that. and he got a big punch with the right hand. He got a big right hand. So and Lawson Coley is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He's not most eye pleasing fighter, but he's effective with what he do. And he crack you with that right hand. It's good night. On this undercard, now they're supposed to have the WBA champion in cruiserweight, Arslan Galamarian, versus his mandatory Alexei Igorov. That's important because maybe they can build into a unification between a Coley versus the winner of that WBA title. And that fight was a postponement fight from December. Well, I think one of the guys got sick. Galamarian got sick. Galamarian is trained by Abel Sanchez. So, you know what I'm saying? But this is a pretty good fight though. So I can't shit on it for sure. He said if you turn down title shots and eliminators for no good reason, I think you should. Yeah, I think so too. I think um so for Munguia, I know when they ordered the fight with Derenchenko, he was in negotiations with Rosado. So I know that. So maybe he got an exception for that. And then Derenchenko took a fight, so he wanted to stay busy as well. But yeah, I'm with you though. You can turn down these opportunities. You can give it to somebody that really want the opportunity. He said Biha made real questionable choices, but De La Hoya celebrated him. Yeah, I remember that Biha. Yeah, Biha wanted that bread, and with Clout, who gonna be Crawford Saber? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Bud need a savior. You know what I'm saying? I think he making some bread. I think if I got reason to believe that if Spencer's making a lot of money, I think Bud not too far from him. Think about what Bob Arum said. He lost a lot of money on Bud. So the money who he lost, where the money go to? It didn't go to the fans. So you would say it went to Bud. So I don't think he needs a savior. I think he good. Sasalek is a good fight. Yeah, it's a good fight. Supreme Beast Boxing in the building. What's good, bro? Salute. He said Macabre Sasalek was a firefight. It was a good ass fight for sure. Okoli is an interesting fighter to watch skill wise. Yeah, and Coley, I like Okoli though. Macabre got hurt and it rang the bell. And then yeah, yeah, he got the home cooking. Peace out, L Dub. I have some things. I mean, I appreciate you coming by, bro. Salute to you. Have a good one, bro. I appreciate you. So yeah, this fight February 27th. Let's keep it going. March the 5th, we got the trilogy, Estrada versus Chocolatito. The first fight was a fight. The first fight was good. Second fight last year was a fight of the year candidate. They're gonna run it back. This for the WC franchise and the WA title. Joshua Franco got next. You know what I'm saying? He got the winner. The WA ordered him to fight the winner between this one. So we'll see. But this is a good fight, man. There's nothing you can say about it, man. This is a good fight. Both guys probably going to Hall of Fame. Both guys can fight smaller guys. Their style match up real well. You know what I'm saying? Good combination puncher with Chocolatito, good counter puncher with Estrada. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be a good one. And hopefully they build that undercard as well. March the 12th. Now, this is a pretty good fight right here. Lee Wood versus Michael Conlon. Lee Wood is a boxer puncher, big puncher too. He's trained by Ben Davidson. He's been looking real good. He's a smooth type of fighter. Kind of got a Jorge Linares type of vibe to him, but he can crack. Those guys is always dangerous, yo. A guy that can box, but they got heavy hands. That's this Lee Wood guy. Now, yeah, he been stopped before. He got 2 losses, but guy had a resurrection in his career. This is a fight I favor him in. Michael Collins, Olympic background, Olympic pedigree and stuff like that. Silver medalist, I believe, or maybe bronze. I can't remember, but he got some skills too. Good boxer, but he haven't really lived up to the expectation. You know, he ain't on Shakur Stevenson level. Let's say like that, which everybody thought it would be them two guys being the big fight on top rank down the line, but I don't know. So, but he can box. He can fight on both sides of the plate. He's with Adam Booth, so it's a good trainer matchup. Adam Booth versus Ben Davidson, so I like it. So it's a good matchup. The winner supposed to get Leo Santa Cruz, who's coming back February the 5th in a non-title fight. He's still the super champion at 126. But there's a possibility Leo Santa Cruz can be like, shit, I'm gonna stay at 130, or I'm gonna fight somebody else, a bigger bag or something. And if that happens, if he vacates the 126 title, then they're just gonna elevate Lee Wood, who is the regular champion. So it'll be one belt, one champion at 126. That's what the WBA trying to do all the way around the board. So we'll see. What else we got? So we got Virgil Ortiz versus Michael McKinson. Um, this fight is for like a WBO, maybe a WBO eliminator, nothing official. But Virgil Ortiz is number one. McKinson is number three. Man, this is a tricky fight, man. I like Virgil winning this fight, but it's very tricky, man. Um, McKinson is a southpaw. He don't really give you too much. You know what I'm saying? As a boxer, southpaw, he'll clinch. He'll just make it kind of ugly for you, but he'll be winning rounds. He kind of reminds me of Sandor Martin a little bit. We've seen what he did to Mikey. I'm not saying he's gonna beat Virgil, but I think it's gonna be a tough fight where Virgil. This might be the first fight Virgil may go the distance, but I think he still win with his aggressiveness and his jab and stuff like that. We'll have to see. It's a step up for McKinson. You know what I'm saying? McKinson has been fighting good domestic level guys in UK. We gotta see. This a fight to let you know if he's world level. Like he's a top contender. It's a tough fight for him. I like Virgil, so you know what I'm saying. And the reason for this fight to me is Virgil getting ready for southpaws. I think it's perfect, yo. Like honestly, I like the fight because if you look at the top of welterweight, then what you gonna have to deal with? You got if you're gonna fight Spence, you got to get that southpaw look. If you're gonna fight Bud, you're gonna get that southpaw look, and which I don't think this fight would happen, but Boots is another one. You might have to get that southpaw look. So I mean, I think it's cool. I don't call it a tune-up, but I call it one of those fights where he's kind of getting ready for southpaws and kind of see how he gonna do versus that type of style. And it can be a banana peel, or it can be he just run through this dude. We'll see though. But I actually like the fight though when you break it down in that type of sense. And then the last fight they got on the schedule, which is 8 weeks back to back. I like that shit. You got Kiko Martinez versus Josh Warrington 2. Now this fight kind of came out of nowhere for me. I felt like, what I'm saying, Kiko. I don't know. Josh Warrington got this fight because the reason why he got this fight because he's a big draw. Kiko Martinez is 35, 36 years old. It looked like he's looking to cash out. So to fight Warrington in his hometown of Leeds, it's gonna be a big atmosphere. It's a big payday for Kiko. So I guess that's why he took this direction. You feel me? But Warrington, I don't think deserved an opportunity. He vacated his title, not to fight Kid Galahad. Then he got stopped by Mauricio Lara. Then Lara was beating him up in the rematch before the head clash, and the headbutt stopped the fight. I don't know. He getting a bone. They throwing him a bone, and this might be his last opportunity. But the first fight he had was Kiko was life and death. This before Warrington became world champion. They had a life and death situation. It was like a majority decision. They gave it to Warrington. That fight could have went either way. So we'll see. We'll see how the undercard look at it and all that good stuff. So looking at the lineup though, I ain't really too mad at it, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I like it because you get a sense of what's going to happen. As a boxing fan, for me, I like when all these promoters and networks do a schedule and it gives us something to look for. And then also too, if you guys are subscribing to these apps and channels and shit like that, you can be like, okay, I'm gonna subscribe for these 2 months and I can cut that shit back off. You know what I'm saying? So give me something to look forward to. Don't have me on the plan and y'all guys not having no fights in January. You feel me? Like you owe me money. You feel me? Because that's the only reason why I got the zone. That's how I look at it. So so I like it in that sense. So we'll see. Let me hit these comments real quick, man. Salute to everybody coming through the building for sure, man. I appreciate this for sure. All love. Um, I can agree with L Dub and isolation. Okay, the Bud situation. Okay, for sure. Appreciate you, bro. B hopping, Bud. He said, I think about what Tim Smith said. The exec said Bud made tens of millions. Yeah, Bud making bread now. I don't think he heard now. That's why I think when they was throwing out, oh, you just take 64. Man, look, how about y'all come to the table? I've been saying that. I've been saying that, but yeah, yeah, the finances, yeah, in the Woods hometown, in Woods hometown, I think. Wood by TKO. Okay, yeah, yeah, Nottingham, right? That's where Robin Hood from and shit. That's what Carl Froch had some big fights against Lucian Bute. I remember that atmosphere. That was crazy. I might go back and watch that fight just to look at that atmosphere. But yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like Lee Wood. He underrated to me. Are they going to revisit Conlon versus Dalby? I don't know. Dalby is like number one or number two in the WBO at 126. So maybe if he can get this belt and become a full titleist, and then if Navarrete moves up and Dalby get that belt, I can see that. Yeah, so maybe. Yeah, yeah. That's a good. I forgot about that shit. Yeah, I can see Tyree doing that. He said, "Be Hop famous for being smart with his money, post being Golden Boy stock." Yeah, I remember. Yep, yep. He did well. Yeah, yeah. B Hop, I'm gonna tell you the truth though. I ain't started liking B Hop until he beat Antonio Tarver. I just keep it 100. I never really liked him like that. Even when he beat Tito Trinidad, I was like, "Ah, that's cool. It was good for America and stuff like that. 9/11, cool, cool. But I never really liked him, bro. I thought he was boring. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really, I don't know. But when he beat Tarver, because I feel like that's getting payback for Roy Jones. So, you know what I'm saying? That's when I started like liking him. I'm not gonna hold you. McKenzie can make Ortiz look stupid, but yeah, it's a tricky fight. It's a fight where it's kind of a lose lose for Virgil TS boxing because if he looked bad in that fight or don't look like himself or go the distance, they're gonna say Virgil Ortiz is a hype job. He ain't as good as advertised. You know what I'm saying? Then of course if he lose, you know what I'm saying, he definitely gonna catch it. So yeah, he got to be on his, and that what makes that's why guys got to go into training camp and respecting every fighter. You can't just take no guy for granted just because a fan say, "Oh, Virgil gonna knock him out in 2 rounds," or "This is easy work." Man, you never know. You can't, man. That's why I don't like saying that, bro. Because these guys, they go on training camps just like you do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And just knowing the style that he has, it can be ugly. Is Ortiz going Pacific route? WO, WC. I think if I had to guess, I'd say WBO. Now the WBC route. Now he was not ordered to face David Avanesia. so, so what happened? I was at the WBC convention virtually. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the whole shit. I was tuned in. So what happened when they got to this situation? Um, So Mauricio was like asking Team Ortiz what y'all got going on. And they was like, we working on a date for January 22nd. But we working on the opponent and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? So right after that, Team Avanesian got up and like, we would like to request to fight Ortiz for the final eliminator for the WBC. But then once they heard about that Ortiz had a fight coming up already in the works, they was like, we're gonna revisit this order or the request that David Avanesian had. We're gonna revisit this after the fight with with Michael McKesson. So they could reorder that fight after that. You feel me? So he didn't turn it down, you know what I'm saying, per se. Like he had a fight in the works. But if you want to say he turned down, I ain't mad at you. But what you gonna say if the WC reorder that shit? So that's why I say the WC could still be a route for him too. So we'll see. I think the WA might be out the question because they got some stuff going on over there, and the IBF possibly, but I don't think so. I think that's gonna be Boots. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I know he got high ranking up there too. Let me see. But nah, he ain't turned that shit down like ducked it. He just had a fight. He had a fight coming up. Um, that was my first reaction too, but I feel Ortiz a stoppage. Yeah, I think he may get the late stoppage. We'll see. Triple G and Marada need a vacate. Man, that situation is crazy. He said, "Who you had winning, Froch or Anthony Andre Darrell?" I had Darrell winning that fight. Actually, I had the Rev, but that was a good one though. That was a good atmosphere as well. And Leeds be great. Okay, that's dope, man. Y'all come out and support. Um, am I surprised Ben won't on the zone lineup? He's coming back in April, so and he just fought in December, so I ain't really surprised. Um, but he should be back in April. They working on an opponent, so he might be on the next wave. That's funny. I started liking behind around the same time, but I picked Winky. Yeah, I thought Winky beat his ass, yo. I thought Winky beat him. I don't know, man. Maybe I was just too biased. I ain't like him though until he beat Tarver. I'm just being 100. He said either way. Um, Avanesian will defend his European title and Mars stay busy. Yeah, he's gonna face that guy. Shit. What's his name? I forgot his name, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's supposed to come back on the Frank Warren show and then final eliminator against Ben. That'd be cool. I'm with that. I'm with it. It's a lot of shit in boxing, man. That sometimes it don't really be like you think it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jordy Weiss. Yes, thank you. Appreciate that, bro. He said Winky. Yeah, I thought Winky beat him, bro. I thought he beat him. He hurt him with a left hand straight down the pipe. That fight was ugly too, man. He like I don't know. I thought like I said, I was biased, so maybe I like when I was watching that shit, I was rooting for Winky. So everything he did, I was like, yo, that's Winky's round. So maybe yeah, I admit I was biased. I ain't like the B hop like that. I'm gonna be 100. But yeah. Yeah, Jordy Weiss. But yeah, it's a lot of shit going on in boxing though. Real talk behind the scenes. Um, Tomorrow I'm thinking about I'm gonna do a live and I'm gonna break down all the divisions. So from heavyweight, like the top of the heavyweight division, like what's going on with the world title situation and the sanction body stuff, all the way down to 105. Y'all think I can make it? I don't know. That's a long ass live, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do that shit because it actually helps me. Because like when I'm doing a division, I may forget something, and somebody in the chat can be like, "Hey, what about this guy?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about doing that tomorrow. Just run down all the divisions, talk about who gonna be next for a world title and stuff like that. Because there's some interesting stuff, man. Especially like 122 and 140. 140 is one of the best divisions in boxing right now. When you look at all these guys they got some killers. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Damn, great live stream, by the way, man. I appreciate that, bro, and I appreciate your support as well, too, bro, for sure. Y'all need to go check out D'Lo for boxing. You know what I'm saying? Help get him to 1,000. If he's not to 1,000 subscribers already, go subscribe to him, bro. Like real talk. You know what I'm saying? That's a good boxing channel as well. And I'm the one. I'm not really shit. I like to support everybody. You know what I'm saying? Before I started like focusing on my channel, I definitely was everywhere, and I'm still everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate everybody talking about boxing because it's a lot of. I remember like it's been a long time. You know, I've been a boxing fan for a long time, man. Um, it's like I ain't know a lot of people that actually listen to boxing like I did. You feel me? And now it's channels everywhere. Everybody got their own perspective. You know what I'm saying? You may like some of it, you may not like it, but everybody's heart is in the right direction because they love that shit, bro. You feel me? Everybody love boxing, so it's like y'all gotta support and subscribe to these channels because everybody got a different perspective. And you may like some people, may like the other one, but at the end of the day, everybody still got the common goal, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he said Hopkins was winning fights just because they look. Oh, yeah, man. He had some ugly fights, man. Real ugly fights. Yeah, y'all go subscribe to D-Lo for sure. We'll drop the link in the chat for sure. Go subscribe to him. Get him to 1,000, man. Support. He said who you had. Who in which fight? I had I had Winky, bro. Oh, he said Winky and Taylor. Oh, I thought Winky won that fight as well. I thought Winky won that fight. That was a close fight. I don't think it was a draw, for sure. Yeah, B Hop has some ugly fight. He said much appreciated. Oh yeah, yes sir, bro. All day, man. Shoot. Everybody be on this shit doing their thing, man. I plan to always stay interactive and support other channels. I'm here. Yeah. Yeah, it ain't no competition, real talk. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, there's so much information out there. Like, you may have a plug with a fighter that, you may have a plug with, like, let's say, for example, you know somebody that knows somebody that's cool with Deontay Wilder, and you can get Deontay Wilder on the phone and get information. So you got a way to information that a lot of people don't have. You know what I'm saying? What I try to do, I try to stay well rounded. So I may hit up this fighter, that fighter, or this female boxer, whoever, this manager, and I may get a little drop here and there. And I'm always in tune with shit. That's why I be getting a lot of stuff. And plus, I go seek out the information. I be reading the WO, IBF, their rules and regulations. I read that shit. I be reading it. That's why when they say, "Yo, Ortiz, he's this and he's that," but in the rules it says if you injured, let them know you injured. You know what I'm saying? So you get your exemption. So I'm reading the rules, but he's not doing what the rules are telling him to do, or saying that he could do. So what that tells me, he just don't want to fight the guy. So it's a lot of shit out there, man, for sure. Oh yeah, oh yeah, no doubt, bro, no doubt. Said, do promoters ever drop you info? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But it's more so like okay, I give you an example. I be on Twitter and I be like, man, I can see such and such fighting this guy. I think that'd be a good matchup. So one of the promoters will hit me up and like, nah, not that guy. We looking at somebody else. But this is keep that between me and you. And I'm like, shit, got you. So I don't say nothing about it, but I be knowing. So when it drop, I be like, bet. You know what I'm saying? Or it can be like, yeah, we think about fighting this guy. Feel free to drop it or whatever you want to do with it. And that's what I do. So most of the times it'd be like, yeah, go ahead and do whatever because look, a lot of these fighters don't get a lot of notoriety. So if you mention their name and promoters see that shit because I people follow me on Twitter and they be watching my shit and I love it because I feel like I'm no bigger than nobody else. So if you can help me, help me. If I can help you, I help you. So they may see some shit like, he reaching a little bit. Let me bring him back and put him in focus. And they'll be like, yeah, he gonna fight such and such. So yeah, I have promoters hit me up, managers hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Other YouTubers and shit like that. I don't have no big head. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I may have some information for you. Your channel is bigger than mine, so your platform is bigger than mine. So if you want it, you can have it. You feel me? As long as it's get out. The thing I don't like is if I give somebody some information and they go out there and spin that shit and twist that shit for what it's supposed to be, then I be like, oh man, you get cut off. Fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna take my shit and just make it some other stuff and not what it's originally planned for. So yeah, but yeah, bro, people will come and rock with you if they know if you're investing in the sport like they are, and you just trying to gain more knowledge. People will rock with you. That's why I feel people rock with me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all over. I just feel like I got some respect, but I'm not using that shit to get ahead or nothing like that. I'm using it to gain more knowledge and educate on my channel, my Instagram, Twitter, whatever I'm at. That's what I do. He said, in my opinion, only Paul Williams beat. Yeah, I agree. I think one of those fights he had early in his career, again, I forget his name. Julio Cesar something. Dropped him a couple times. I think he beat Winky clear. I thought Winky versus Vargas was a pick'em type of fight. Yeah, Winky is hard to beat, man. He got a tight guard and a hell of a jab, and he always kept his defense solid. And he was a basic type of guy, but that shit works. He said Ortiz has a habit of not following the rules. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. Yo, I'm, bruh. So you own that shit with the drug paper, with the violent paperwork. You know what I'm saying? His team messed up. They messed up the deal to get AJ. They said Ortiz didn't turn the fight down. His manager turned the fight down. How you got a manager making that call for you? You know what I'm saying? But the real reason why he didn't take the AJ fight was because he had the Wilder fight already done, which happened later on that year. So okay, let's say that. But like to me, I felt like he could that night if AJ was like he was that night with Ortiz, Ortiz would have been unified champion. But maybe they knew if he beat AJ, then he'll have to run it back again and rematch clause and all that shit. So he'll miss out on the Wilder payday. Or maybe he was getting more money for Wilder. I don't know. But yeah. It seems to always work out like that. They don't understand some type of paperwork. He said, Eddie ever talked to you? Nah, he never talked to me. But I know people that work with him that I have had communications with. When I go to these fights, I don't just go to the fights just to watch the fights, even though that's the main reason why I'm there. But when I'm out and about, you know what I'm saying, going to give me, you know what I'm saying, going to the concession stand or just walking through the casino and I see fighters and managers, I go to them and like, "What's good? Hey, how you doing? Whatever," and ask them, "No, listen, what's going on with this guy? This guy?" Because, like I said, a lot of people don't have like the knowledge like I have, and then again, a lot of these fighters don't get notoriety. So when you ask them about a fighter that's the first fight on the card, they're like, "Man, what the hell?" And so they feel inclined to give you information about them, and then you may get some more information about somebody else you didn't even ask for. So it's about networking. You feel me? It's about networking. We need to see them interviews on here stating Ellaby. Nah, man, I don't mess with it. I don't mess with Ellaby, bro. He never give a straight answer, bro. He said, "Do they share pay per view buys with you, or just who's fighting who? Yeah, just who fighting who, or what might be going down for this fighter, or what they looking at trying to do. Sometimes they give me an open ended answer, like, yeah, we looking to come back and fight for a title eliminator, and I'll be like, which sanctioned body? They be like IBF. So I'll be like, oh, you gonna fight this guy? Did they be like, huh? Did anybody let you know? Nah, I just cover the rankings on my channel. I cover the rankings so I know what's what. So they just throw me the lie. I go get it. You feel me? Like that's how a lot of stuff happens. I met Barrios at the fight, the Devin Haney fight, JoJo. I seen him. I was like, what's up, Mario? You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, that was a hell of a fight you had against Tank, man. Everything good with you? He was like, yeah, everything straight. I was like, so you coming back pretty soon, huh? Probably February, March. He was like, yeah. He said January at the time. I was like, yeah, but you moving up to welterweight, right? He was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, yeah, I seen you number 8 in the WBA. He was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he was like, all right, man, nice meeting you, whatever, move out. So like the next week, they talking about him and Keith Thurman about the fight. You see what I'm saying? So they threw you the lob, but I wasn't really looking at Keith Thurman. I'm like, if he's gonna move up, how they gonna move Barrios coming off the Tank loss? Are they gonna give him a welcome to 147 fight, or they're gonna give him something big? And then they took Keith Thurman out of the WBA rankings and the WC rankings. So I'm like, so I kind of like I don't know about Keith. Well, I didn't even think about Keith Thurman based off the rankings, but now it makes sense because he said he was coming back and he had something in the works. So little shit like that, you can piece it together once they give it to you. Julio Cesar Vasquez, yeah, with skill for that. Yeah, I think that was part of his learning. When he was learning, he had to go overseas and get some fights. Yeah, I was only speaking on the latter fights once he came. Yeah, 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 yeah. When he came back to the states, um, he was hard to beat. He was hard to beat, bro. Like that shit. Uh, he was hard to beat. I like the Vargas fight too. He said even the first Wilder fight almost didn't happen. Exactly. Exactly. That's the shit I'm talking about. All because he got blood pressure medicine, and you can't use an interpreter, bro. Like, come on. But he's speaking English pretty good now. Winky didn't do himself any favors, cruising. in the later rounds of yeah. He did. He could have stepped it up. Okay, L Dub with the networking. I need to get on. Yeah, bro. It's easy, bro. I'm telling you. You can hit up one of these fighters behind the scenes, you know, on some respectful shit. I mean, most of the time they'll hit you back. At the fights, I be seeing everybody, so I just pull up. That'd be the best part about going to the fights because you just see boxers just walking around random by themselves. I'd be like, yo, what's good, bro? When you on that? Hey, man, I see you, you got a new trainer, man. How's everything? Just talk to him. And a lot of the shit I be talking about, I don't even put that shit on camera. I just be talking. Like me and my boy Cal, we was talking to Keyshawn Davis and his brothers for like 30, 45 minutes, yo, about everything. You know what I'm saying? And then his brother Kelvin, he had a close fight on the Canelo undercard. I think he got dropped in that fight. And I was like, "Yo, that guy you fought in February, he got knocked out his next fight." He was like, "For real? I didn't even know." So I pulled out the phone, showed him the fight. He was like, "Oh, the dudes is going crazy over that shit." So like shit like that, because if you know, like if you're a hardcore knowledgeable guy and you start talking to these guys about boxing, they gonna be like, "Bruh, how you know that shit?" Because nobody really checking for these guys. It's world champions walking through the Mandalay Bay Casino. Nobody come stop them. Zerto Ramirez. I seen him. I seen him. I was behind him though. I ain't like go up to him or nothing, but I seen him. He was on the Escalade. He was like a couple people above me. He was going up the Escalade. Him and his trainer, the Asian guy, they was going up the jump. They walked through the whole casino. I'm behind them. You know what I'm saying? Nobody stopped him and say, "What's up, Zerto?" Or nobody stopped him and said nothing. I'm like, wow. But I ain't really was like trying to holler at him nothing like that because I was on another mission. So yeah, most of these fighters they just be walking around and shit, minding their business, and then somebody can recognize them. Then they'll give you everything you know what I'm saying, anything you ask for, they'll give it to you. So I think that's be part of it. Now you got these guys like Tank and Jamal Charlo, Jamel and Jamal. They be having all these bodyguards and shit. They're not even connected with their fans like that. You know what I'm saying? So it depends. He said, "Yo, L, is you planning to work in the sport down the line? You gonna be a matchmaker for these man? I would love that opportunity. Some type of advisor, whoever, just to help all these guys. Being on somebody's team, a boxer's PR team, maybe to help them with their knowledge of the sport because too many times these fighters get interviewed and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't know who in the rankings above them. They don't know nothing. So I'll be on the team to be the boxing the boxing liaison or some shit. So you don't step on your toes. You won't be like, well, man, you ain't fought nobody. You ain't fought nobody. But then you look in the resume, the guy that your best win beat the guy that you said he ain't fought nobody. So shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Making sure, like, hey, don't say that. Let's talk about something else. Let's steer it this direction. You know how like on YouTube, how will we be arguing all the time? Keeping them abreast of what's going on, like what they talking about on the YouTube boxing street. Because on YouTube, that's where you get all your boxing news, really. You know what I'm saying? Of course you get it from boxing scene and whatever, but majority you got boxing all day, every day on YouTube. So keeping them up to date, that's some shit I like to do. Do you know simple as who's that? We tried to get right together for watching. Oh no, I don't know that guy. That's his name, simple as where he from? I'll check him out though. It's gonna be hard getting him fights. If he's at low weight, it's gonna be hard. Said Coach Red had a funny story on how you pulled up. Yeah, Coach Red. You talked to Coach Red? Yeah, I talked to Coach Red cool as hell. The D3. Yeah, them guys, they got good hair on their shoulder. He got dropped in the final round looking shaky on the Sanders fight card. Yeah, yep. Yeah, those guys is cool, man. Maurice Hooker talked to him too. Vegas different crowd. Yeah. They said, do these fighters buy ringside tickets or does promoters just invite them? I think the promoter invite them. A lot of they have like a pass and stuff like that, and they get comp. You know what I'm saying, for the most part. The only one really that buy like tickets are the damn, the fans and stuff like that. And I think celebrities get comp too, from what I noticed. But yeah, Mo Hooker, he a cool ass dude too. You know what I'm saying? He was telling me that Golden Boy was trying to give him Alexis Roach's fight in like 2 or 3 weeks, bro. You know what I'm saying? Coming off a hand injury. You know what I'm saying? He was like he went into the Virgil Ortiz fight with the hand injury, and he knew he broke his hand. He just won't go turn down the money and shit. So everybody got their own situation. He was a Cameroon Olympian. Okay, okay, from Cameroon. Okay, I'm gonna check him out, bro. And stay in the term for okay. So Watcher trying to have fights in Australia, or he trying to just get out of there and fight? Because I think I don't know how that thing works. I know it's like it's hard to get fights, in certain weight classes. It depends where you at too. But I know over here, it depends. He might have to go to Thailand, bro. He might have to go to Thailand or Japan. But yeah, we'll see. Too many poor quality boxing consultants out here. Yeah, man, of course. I think a lot of people, it's about the bread, and a lot of people take jobs and do stuff, and it's just about the money. And if it's about the money, it's cool. I ain't mad at that. But I think it's too many egos, and I don't like this guy, I don't like that guy. And they can't, me. I'm equal opportunities. Like if if that's a good fighter, he's a good fighter. If we can do something to help you in your career, whether it's on the zone, PBC, or whatever, if I'm in that position, I'm trying to make it happen, bro. But you know, these guys been in business for 20, 30 years, and they created grudges and stuff like that, and it is what it is. Yeah, he wants to make a move to Thailand. We talked about that too. Yeah, he might have to. He ain't gonna find nobody that small. Uh, you know, TS boxing. A fighter named DJ Krill. I think he's from South Africa, but he's training out here in Vegas, I believe. I know his manager, but I'm not sure. I don't know how the dynamics will work with that. But DJ Krill fight. He used to fight at 105, and his last fight was like 108. That's probably the only guy I know that small. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The journeyman we tried to get an 0-3, and he said 2 months. Damn, 2 months. My man Mike Biggs in that super chat. I appreciate you, bro. He said, real dope, listen to you, bro. Big ups, fam. You know your ish. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, bro. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. You've been around for a minute, too. Salute to you, my guy. He said, yeah, I know DJ Krill. Yeah, I know his manager. Like, I covered one fight before. It was in August. It was a female card down in San Diego, so like 3 hours from me. It was a Lou DiBella card, and I met his manager there. He managed some female fighters, and he managed a couple of other fighters, and we were just chopping it up and stuff like that. Cool dude, networking and stuff like that. That's stuff you got to do. I think in the business you got to do that because, well, that's with life though in general. Like even at work or even just whatever, trying to maintain a social life is networking because you always know somebody that can put you on, or somebody that can get you where you need to go. So that's just a life. That's just what I do in life. You know what I'm saying? Networking, but definitely in the boxing game, boxing is so small. You can just network all day. You know what I'm saying? You can network all day long because this fighter then work with this fighter, or he was managed by this manager, and it's just all in a little small ass circle. But it all depends who you know and who you rock with. So you feel me? Um, everyone ducking watching. Oh man, he gotta get the team, man. He gotta get a team. We're just looking for a suitable debut. Okay, I got you. Man, I hope that shit work out, man. I'm gonna do some little research, man. And next time I see you guys, I'm gonna go over there and see if I can send y'all some shit. I'm gonna pay heed. I'm gonna pay heed to your networking advice. Yes, sir. You got man. Listen, You got to network. Even like okay, we're gonna keep it on boxing. Um, let's hit these guys up behind the scenes, bro. Like hit them up behind the scenes. I mean, 9 times out of 10, they gonna hit you back. Now, there's some guys on YouTube. They I don't know. I guess they don't, or whatever. But most guys will hit you. They'll hit you back. Yeah, Krill for Alvarado. Yeah, that was a tough fight for him. Yep. But yeah, well, it's a lot of stuff though. But I'm gonna keep grinding with this shit. I was thinking about look. I told my man Sweet Pea too. I was thinking about not even doing this shit no more. But we readjusted. Um, because I feel like still, I still I can put out a lot of information that people will be looking for because I always say like if you can come to me for your information instead of going to anybody else, listen, keep coming to me because I want to make sure I'm as right as possible. And if I don't know, I don't know, but I try to get it. So I'm trying to be well rounded in this shit. So if it's a boxing debate, we can get down and dirty on that. That's no problem with that. If it's about the rankings and whatever, breaking down fights, oh yeah, we dope at that shit too. Predicting fights, then those just always 50-50. But my breakdown, look, my predictions ain't never my predictions can be off, but my breakdown of a fight is never off. So yeah, we can do that. So I just want to be well rounded, especially in women's boxing too, because women's boxing is crazy too. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I think with everything when they see somebody coming up that's real knowledgeable, and they may look at him like, "Oh, this dude a smart ass. He think he know everything." I know I be coming to people's chats sometimes, not recently, but I know before, and they be like, "Oh, here we go. Here he go." You know what I'm saying? Here he go with his shit. But see, my thing is, I'm not really trying to take over. Or I ain't trying to, step on nobody's toes. I just want to inform. You feel me? Because I know a lot of people don't be getting the information. We knowing certain stuff. So let me just go ahead and just, y'all talking about this fighter? Oh yeah, he supposed to have a fight coming up. You feel me? Whether you want it or not, I gotta put it out there if you're talking about him. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, it's about the fights. So so that's just what I do. But I don't want to step on nobody's toes and shit like that. Should be crazy. Um, let me see. He said, "What I've noticed is, what I noticed is the less you know about boxing, the more subs you get. Oh shit, damn, damn. That's oh man. Next time you see Keyshawn, tell them cats they gotta bring them belts to Hampton Coliseum. Yeah, that should be crazy. I think they were. Yeah, we talked about that shit, yo. Um, we talked about. He said they trying to get it so they can fight in Norfolk in the scope. And he was saying that by the end of this year, he said they're supposed to have a homecoming with a big fight with all the brothers with the because Keon. Well, I don't know if the youngest one, he's still trying to go to the Olympics, but with Keyshawn headlining and Keon probably like on the co-main or the opening bout. But yeah, they're trying to get to Norfolk and trying to have like the Norfolk State band and all that shit. So man, that'd be crazy. Yeah, that'd be crazy. So imagine them doing that shit around Norfolk State homecoming. You feel me? Like that should be crazy. Anybody from that area that know how like those historically black colleges do, and we got a lot of those in Virginia, Norfolk State, Hampton, Virginia State, Virginia Union, a bunch of them. Can keep going on and on. The homecomings be crazy. So if let's say they had a fight that weekend of homecoming and incorporated that as part of the homecoming, that should be crazy. He said, you need to be more active though. Sometimes with your responses, you gotta wait forever. Yeah, man, and days were like, man, sometimes you be busy and stuff like that. But for the most part, I mean, you get the most information than anybody up on here though, because you be consistent with, trying to get the information. So I got you though. Yes, sir. Yeah, we talked about everything though, because I remember them Prodigy and Bo calling you the guru in that chat. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Those guys doing some dope stuff too. Three Kings boxing. Yeah, for sure. Yes, sir. He said Scope would work too. Yeah. Yep. That's right in the hood, right across the street from the Greyhound station. Right across the street in the from the project where Sweet Pea Whitaker grew up at too. That'd be crazy. He said I remember one of the first times you came to my channel, I was talking Ryder Smith for a small moment and you knew yeah, yeah, I knew all about yeah, the funny thing about that fight, I was at the Wilder Ortiz fight. Like I was there live, but I had my phone, you know what I'm saying, watching the zone card. I think they had like two cards that night. I think Golden Boy had a card and Matchroom did, and I was watching that fight in the arena. And it was actually on the same time, or yeah, around the same time where Marcellus Wilder got stopped. Like I was trying to pay attention to both of them, but what I was noticing in that fight with Smith versus Ryder, Smith kept going to the ropes and Ryder was working, and I felt like Smith wasn't doing enough to win the fight. So, and I think that Golden Boy had Cassiel versus damn Rene Alvarado. I think that was that night too. So I like when I be at the fights, I be watching the fight live. You know, so sometimes those it'd be long intermissions though. Like it'd be like, especially the undercard, like off TV, it'd be like three fights, all first round knockouts. So then you gotta wait for the next fight. So while I'm waiting, I'll be watching the fight on my phone. So yes, sir. Let me see. Coming from a smart ass, your even like that in the chats, you be correcting mistakes. Mostly the point dudes the right direction. Yeah, I got to. But yeah, it's always different, like talking to somebody than on the chat and stuff like that. But it's all good, bro. I appreciate your support for sure. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm about to close it down, bro. About 2 hours. It's all good. 2 hours and 16 minutes. That's what's up, man. I ain't even don't feel like that long, but salute to everybody coming through the building. It was a bunch of people coming through, dropping comments. I appreciate everybody for sure. If you haven't hit the like button, you know what I'm saying, feel free to do that. If you haven't subscribed, same thing. You can check me on my social media, Twitter at OverJ, Instagram L Does Boxing. It's all good, bro. We rocking, man, for sure. He said, I'm going to send you a video I made immediately. Okay, yeah, send that shit. It wasn't hard to see what was coming next. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, my man Jonah Wash. Yeah, salute to everybody though, for sure. Yeah, send that to me, D-Lo. I'll check it out. But yeah, salute to everybody, man. I hope you guys enjoy the content, the chat, and all that shit, the knowledge, the gems. I definitely appreciate the back and forth. So that's what's up. We're definitely gonna do it again. Look out for me tomorrow, probably same time, 12 o'clock, West Coast. I'm gonna go through all these divisions. You know what I'm saying? See what I can, you know what I'm saying, come up with and all that good shit. But salute to everybody come through the building. That's my time, and I'm out.